Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Amphibia Season 1 Episode 5 Story A and Theft Auto. And yes, I know I was supposed to do Amphibia last week, but I decided to do the Owl House. I had, to study for something, and I just didn't have time because I needed to have a whole week. Well, I need 4 days to get for Amphibia or Big City Greens. With the Owl House is different because each day is a story for an episode. So today is gonna be episode 5 and Theft Auto, but tomorrow is gonna be episode 5. What was it called? Breakout Star. And then Thursday and Friday will be episode 6. I forgot what the episode titles were, but I'll look them back up. But yeah, this week is going to be episode 5 and 6. So that means by the end of this week, all 3 of my shows that I'm reviewing, Amphibia, Big City Greens, and The Owl House, I'm up to 6 episodes, which is good. And then I should go back. I'm going to go back to The Owl House for episode 7, 8, 9, 10 for the mid-season finale. Then I'll be halfway done with The Owl House. Hooray! But but yeah, so let's get started with Amphibia. It's been 2 months. I'm sorry for that. Just wanted to get started with The Owl House. But anyway, so and Theft Auto, we start with, and sorry, there's no clip today. There's no clip tomorrow either. I just want to get that out of the way. Episode 6 there might be, but I'm not sure. But I'm sorry. Let's get with it. Hop Hop and Sprig, Polly are, kind of riding around town, I guess, the outskirts of town, with Bessie, their family snail, and you kind of see these signs that kind of says vote for Toadstool. I think I'm trying to remember. That might be a different episode, but it's yeah, vote for Toadstools. Oh no, okay. He's the mayor. And and you know how the old guy has that the toothpick or the thing in their mouth, so he kind of has a reed. I think it was called REED, a reed. It goes, it's on lily pad, so he's a frog, so he has it in his mouth. So I thought it was a nice touch. And Hop Hop's oh, we can do anything, we can go anywhere. Sorry. And Sprig is oh, can we go get some swamp slushies? They got new flavors. And he's no, with a big smile on his face. And Polly's well, can we go off-roading, do some special stunts? And he's double no. And they're aw. And Anne's hey, can I can I drive Bessie? And he's oh yeah, sure. And she's oh, come on, compressing her case. Oh wait, you mean I can do it? I was oh yeah, come on, let's go home first. So they go back to the planter house, and basically, and then he gets the book of Bessie's life that he wrote. It's a big book. It's a big book, a big novel series. It's just one book. He's this is the book of Bessie's life. Read this, and then they get to know her personally, because before you ride a snail, you need to get to know her before you take the reins. So read this. I'm gonna go give Polly a bath, and get started with this. And and it's I don't need this. And it's you gotta do it. And even ask Sprig, because Sprig didn't want to do it. He wanted to do this. He actually says that I've been trying to teach this guy for years, and he didn't want to do it. And Sprig's yeah, I got the episode. I got the page 7, I think he said. I got to page 7, then it stopped, and I'm gonna go get Polly a bath. And then Polly's in the mud. He's oh, you can't stop me. I'm just gonna go get dirty again. I learned it from you. So that's not really a B. That's not a B plot, because we only see 2 times. We saw this time, and at the very end, you kind of see them inside the house crashing stuff. So I wouldn't really call that plot point. So there is an A plot, B plot, but Polly and Hop Hop basically like not in it. But Anne's like, I don't need to read this. Like, I need to learn from experience. And like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna prove Hop Hop wrong. I'm gonna go on this. Like, come on, Sprig. And then Sprig is basically reaching out his hand, and he's like, isn't this like one of those times we're gonna look back and say, oh boy, we probably shouldn't have done that, which probably always happens. And it's like, well, we can get those swamp slushies while we're out. And he's like, all our decisions are good ones. And then they go out, and then they what was her name? She was from the pizza episode. What was it called? Hop Luck, when the old lady that had the cheese of those bullworms, or caterpillars, I think what they were called. So, and her name is Sadie Croker, and then she's on her ladybug because she's old, and she's like, what the? Because she's looking in the rear view mirror, and then Bessie just leaves the ladybug in the dust, and Sprig is kind of like taunting her. And he's slapping his butt. He's like, oh, you slow poke. And then Sadie Croker's like, ruffians, hooligans, rapscallions. I just found that funny. And it's like, whoa, what was that? And Sprig's like, I always wanted to try road rage. And the verdict, exhilarating. This is my first complaint where road rage is very bad, even though he's just a kid. Like she could have gotten really hurt, so it's at 95% right now. And I know, like, if you guys actually commented on the videos and stuff, you probably think I'm being like too drastic with my like reviews. I mean, I might sometimes, but I don't think I do too much. But yeah, it's at 95% because like Sprig. No, road rage is not good. I found it hilarious, but no, it's not good. So they leave Mrs. Croker in the dust, and Anne and Sprig, they go get those swamp slushies, and remember Hop Hop said not to get them, so it's at 90 right now. Come on, you're disobeying everything they're saying. And Sprig got the one with flies on him, and didn't, kind of less amphibian like, and basically and Sprig kind of has like, kind of resting on Anne's back, and Sprig's like, yeah, you don't need to read that book. Like, you're a natural driver, or like, you're pretty good. And it's like, psh, boy, I'm a natural. Come on, let's go off roading. It's like, yeah. So they take Bessie and kind of like slap the reins, and she's doing really fast, and they're slapping the branches, and they're going off a cliff, and they're dropping, and they go into like a clearing, and they just stop, and it's like, okay, that was fun. Hoppa, let's go back to on-roading. And like leaves are in Sprig's mouth. Like, yeah, let's do that. And remember, Hop Hop said, don't go off-roading, and they did it anyway. So, he's at 85 right now. So I know it's just little things, but eh. But, Bessie retracted into her shell, and I was like, oh, what happened? And it's like, do we need to check the oil? And he's like, I'm like, oh, come on, let's go. Maybe she's hungry. And Anne has this like disgusting leaf, because, she doesn't really know Bessie. And he's like, oh, Bessie, here. And Sprig's like, ew, Anne. This is what Bessie likes. Like, here, Bessie, I got them good leaves, girl, or something like that. And then Bessie's not coming out, and so she's probably scared or something. And Anne has a good idea here, where wait, actually, first they try to move her, and Anne's like sweating, and her armpits are sweating, and she's like, okay, she's way too heavy, and I'm crazy out of shape. And Sprig's like, what are we gonna do? And Anne is like, well, Sprig, I'm gonna stay here with Bessie. You hitch a ride back into Wartwood, like into town. Go back to the house, and he's like, go get Hop Hop. And then Sprig's like, good idea, even though we're gonna get earful. And then he goes into the trees, and he swings, and he's just out of there. Good Anne, trying to be responsible, even though she's moaning and stuff, but she's a teenager. Teenagers are gonna do that. Not as bad as Mermista from She-Ra. If you watch She-Ra, she does that a lot. Anyway, what was Mermissa like 17 and 13? We're not here talking about Mermissa from She-Ra. But anyway, what was I talking about? And it's just like trying to pass the time, and she's like, she kicks the rock, and she's like, do 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 do. She sees like a bug just running around like the floor, and then she's like, oh, I'm super bored. I wish there was something to read. And then she looks at Bessie's book, and it's like, okay, fine, just to pass the time. And she did like, puts the book like on the floor, and she reads, and she opens it, and it's like, oh, I got Bessie like a especially cold morning, and the leaves were falling, and now I must describe the leaves and each detail of each color. And that's like his voice, and it's like, nope. And she's like, nope, 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 nope. And then she looks back at the book, and then it cuts to like basically kind of like the B plot. You have to be. They kind of like show her, them like twice. So what I call the B plot, yeah, okay. But and Sprig gets out of the woods, and he's like, oh, please stop. And then his Mrs. Croaker, the old lady that he taunted, and he's like, oh my, if it isn't Sprig Planta, and like she's with her little tarantula pet, and he's like, and Sprig's like, oh, I'm sorry for earlier. I kind of gotten carried away. Can I, our like snail is stuck. I need to go back to Hop Hop. Like, can I hitch a back ride? Can I hitch a ride back like to town to my grandfather? And he's like, oh, don't worry, honey. Don't worry, sweetheart. Sadie Croaker never holds a grudge. And he's like, well, that's lucky. Thank you. And they just go onto the ladybug, and say, oh, but watch out for my pet my pet spider, my pet tarantula Archie. He won't like bite you, but his spit causes paralysis. And she has like a stick shift, and then let's go. And he's like, yay! And it's like the slowest thing ever. It's like, can this thing go any faster? And back to the A plot with Anne, she's like reading the book, and it's like, oh, I bet like 400 kappas for Bessie, and I beat, what was his name? One-Eyed Jack, like this evildoer. And you see in the black and white, and he just ripped his panel into, he kind of has like a beard, and like kind of like an evildoer, like a cowboy. And he's like, wait, no, was it One-Eyed Jack Snakes or something? And because Anne says, yeah, in your face, snakes. And he's eating, and she's like eating these leaves, and he's like, I gotta stop eating things. I'm gonna stop eating these things. And basically it goes straight back to the B plot. Yep, actually they showed them like 3 times actually, and like Sprig's like, oh, come on. And Sadie Croaker is like, oh, you know what will help pass the time? And he's like, yes, anything. And he's like, a song. Oh, 99 bottles of juice on the wall. 99 bottles of juice. Take one down off of the wall. Now you got 98 bottles of juice on the wall. 98 bottles of juice on the wall. 98 bottles of juice. Take one down off of the wall. Now you got 97 bottles of juice on the wall. I'm not gonna sing the whole thing. I'm gonna get super tired. I'm not gonna do that, but I just wanted to get to 97 bottles of juice on the wall because I just find it hilarious. And I wish I had a clip. This is so funny, but you kind of hear Sadie Croaker's voice get very deeper, and the camera zooming in on Sprig's face, and he just like, I do not want to be here face. Yes, that type of face. And then we get back to the A plot, and like, Anne kind of looks scared as you get to the black and white, like an old picture film, and Hop Hop has like this like big blanket, like a scarf over his face, and he's like, I knew I wasn't gonna make it. I was about to embrace like the end of the nothingness, and I was about to embrace my death, and then but something was pulling me back, and then you hear Bessie singing. He's like, Bessie was singing, and I'm sorry, Anne is just crying, and he's like, oh, you go girl, oh, and he's like, oh my god, this book is messing me up. And then like on the next page, and then And basically, I guess Bessie, after she sang, went into her shell, and then, or maybe it was a new chapter, it's not really clear. And it's like, I was clear to me the reason why Bessie retracted to her shell is because a predator was nearby, and not just any predator, a natural predator to snails. And she hears like a twig snapping. It's like she's like, "Hello," and then Anne kind of is like, "Oh," and like she flips through the pages and it's like, "Come on, is there anything about this predator?" And it's like, "Oh, the natural predator to snails is hedgehogs." And she pulls the book up and then it goes, "Oh, it looks super cute." And then she pulls the book down and it's this ugly thing, and then she's like, and then you see these balls like look like bushes, and they're actually the quills of the hedgehog. So I thought it was pretty cool use of like surroundings and stuff, like kind of like camouflage. So Anne goes back into the Bessie, and she's like, "Okay, how do I get out of the situation?" And then Hop Hop in the book is like saying, is like, if you want to get Bessie moving, you had to say on the top of your lungs, "Bessie, things are getting messy." And then Bessie just books it out of there really fast, and you know, and it's like, "Yeah, take that, hedgehogs." And then they're flying the quills at her, and then she's like, "Ducks," and then basically she's trying to get out of the situation. They're still chasing after her, and she's like, "Okay, come on, there has to be something else. I haven't lost him yet." And basically the book's saying is like, if you haven't lost your enemy yet, there is a secret compartment in Bessie's shell that does special berries that give her like a boost in speed. And like, okay, and she does like a double knock, and then you see her guts and like the bag, and then she has the berries like, "Okay, let's do this, Bessie." And she's like, "Wah, wah," or something like that, and then she feeds in the Bessie the berries, and then I'm assuming like she put the berries back or something, I don't know, and then she like, you know, basically leaves the hedgehogs in the dust, kind of like that's like her nitro, but it's like this pink goop is on her tail, so at the end of her tail, so I'm assuming that's like her nitro or something, and Jean's like, "Yeah." And then you know, and just like hugs Bessie. It's like, you know, "Bessie, you're the queen of the road." And you know, and Bessie kind of like thanking her for that in like snail terms, kind of like accepting her hug. And then we go back to the B plot for the third time, and and then Sadie Croker's done with her 99 bottles of juice in the wall, and then that is a 99 bottle. It does, you know, it was like 0 more bottles of juice in the wall. And so he's like, "Oh my God, thank Frog, it's over." And she's like, "One more time." And he's like screaming in Archie. And then, you know, before she starts, Anne's like, "Hey kid, you need a ride?" And it's like, "Oh, Anne, thank goodness." And it's like, "Okay, Mrs. Croker, thank you." And then Sadie Croker's like, no mention it, sweetheart. And just remember, keep that road rage in check." And she's like, And then the old lady laugh, and then she like slaps the reins, and the ladybug can go really fast. I gotta calm down a little bit. I'm talking too fast. And basically, and then Sprig's like, "I'm pretty sure I got played," and it's like, "That woman's everything I wanna be." And then, you know, they go back home, and Sprig's like, "Oh, it looks like we're about to get away with it." And looks like Hop Hop is still giving Polly a bath. And then Hop Hop's like, "Polly, get back here!" And she's like being rambunctious and like running around and stuff. Like, you know, like babies don't want to be clean. And then Sprig's like, "Oh, you coming?" And he's like, "You know, I'm gonna sit here with old Bessie." And he's like, "Suit yourself." And then, like, you know, she's like reading the book. It's like, you know, out like with the beautiful starry night. I wish I could show it. I can't. Whatever. But yeah. And then it's dawn now. And then she goes into Hop Hop's room. She kind of lands the book on his chest, and he's like, "Oh, but what's going on?" And it's like, "Anne," and she's like, "Good morning, Hopadiah." And like, I did it. I read the whole thing in one night. And it's like, "Impressive, scary, but impressive." And she sits on the chair, and it's like, "You were right. She's just not just like an animal. She's this majestic beast. Like, I learned so much." And he's like, "Well, and now you read this. Oh, now all you need is experience." And she's like, And she just look at Hop Pop, and she's just laughing maniacally, and and then she just stares at him, and she hits her head on the wall because she's not looking where she's going, and then she just leaves the room, and Hop Pop's like, I don't feel safe. Oh, and also, Anne and Sprig don't kind of get away with it, like stealing, well, yeah, it's fine. Well, yeah, okay. Anyway, so it was a very, very funny part of the episode. 85% out of 100. I thought it was gonna be 80 for a second, but like, yeah, like, you know, kind of established that and Spray kind of do what they like want to do without their being told, because Anne shoplifted and Sprig stole all that corn. So that's part of the character, I guess. But yeah, 85% out of 100. You know, I'm really glad that I got back with Amphibia. Breakout Star is gonna be tomorrow, and episode 6 is gonna be on Thursday and Friday. Next week, I'm gonna try to do, you know, the Owl House, and that's gonna, like, you know, try to get, like, you know, to the midway point, the midpoint of the Owl House of season 1. So that's gonna be pretty cool. I didn't do like a first impressions of the Owl House because I don't know, I just got like so, like, you know, into it, because the reason I've been doing that is kind of like I need an excuse to do in video, but with the Owl House, like every episode has like a clip, so I kind of like I had to do another episode, so not sure when I'm gonna do that. Maybe like after the mid-season finale I might do it, I don't know. But yep, I'm done with the first half of episode 5, and the second half is gonna be tomorrow. 85% out of 100%, B+, not bad. And you know, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, give me a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.